Keeping it exciting on you guys. What is up, y'all? So looks like we've got a new team here for you guys to try out. And I actually did decide to rent this team out. So we're going to look at the team paste, or like the rental code, in a second. And the team that I decided to unrent in order to rent this out is my Trick Room team with Glastrier. Because honestly, I just I don't know, use one of the other teams. Like, the Trick Room team is fine and all, but I've used that team so many times that I think the other teams are a lot more fun to use. Well, I shouldn't say fun, because the Trick Room team with Slowbro and Wigglytuff is definitely fun. But yeah, let's not try hard Trick Room all the time. So we've got this tri-mode team here, and let's look at the Poke Paste. I took this picture from my TV, so it does look a little funny, but you can certainly see what everything says. So this is a tri-mode team, and it's actually a Series 6 team, but even though it's a Series 6 team, it performs very, very well in this season. And I've only played maybe 4 or 5 matches with it, but I've won the majority of them. And once we, talk about the different modes on the team, if you can't already see them, you might understand why this team is so deadly. I did have to make a couple adjustments since the video in order to make the team more viable, and I will talk about the adjustments I made in this rental code. Question of the day, I guess I would say, is do you have any suggestions for how you might change the move sets or anything on this team to make it a little bit better? You might think of one while I'm talking about what I did and why I did it. So let's talk about the 3 modes on this team. You can really run Frostlass Tauros. Frostlass Tauros synergize really well because Frostlass is very fast, 350 speed, runs Focus Sash, and it has Frost Breath, which is always critical hit. So what you want to do first turn a lot of the time is target your own Tauros and Dynamax Tauros and set off Anger Point. Tauros instantly goes up to 1,000 attack at level 100, and it packs quite a punch, let's say. And it only has 3 less speed than Frostlass, actually. So that's pretty nice. I used to run Assault Vest Tauros, and so I had to readjust the IVs in order to, I guess, compensate for that. But I guess if I had remembered that I was using Assault Vest Tauros, you would just want to use Max Quake first in order to bring your special defense up, right? So I guess I could have left the defense higher, but I tried to equal them out a little bit and bring attack up a few points, which what it really does is it makes Frost Breath more survivable. And I took max HP off of Frostlass and gave it max special attack because it really doesn't do that much to Tauros Dynamaxed, and it makes Frostlass actually able to be offensive if it needs to. So there's that. I also took Wild Charge off of Tauros for Body Slam. The one thing nice about Wild Charge is it allows you to prevent people from putting you to sleep, but I just felt like there is definitely times where you benefit from that same type attack boost, as well as being able to lower your opponent's speed is very important. So Body Slam, I think Max Strike is really nice, and Muscle Band adding the 1.1 onto it just gives it that little extra because it already does so much damage. But with the muscle band, you just, if there's anything that you would have left at red, like I did in a match earlier when I was practicing, it would actually knock them out. So there's that. So Frostlass Tauros, first mode on this team. Second mode is Colossal Urshifu, we actually have Absorb Bulb Colossal on this team because Gigalith has the weakness policy. But we have a straight special attack variant Colossal. When it gets the Absorb Bulb off, it does go up to about 375 special attack at level 100, which, you know, is a decent amount while saving some of its bulk. And if you need the special defense boost, you can just bring out, well, you can use Earth Power, but you can also bring out Gigalith and use Sandstream, right? And you can 1.5 its special defense. So I think Urshifu Colossal actually it works really well on this team, just because people really have to guess what you're gonna do, and it also leaves you options. It's like, do I want to lead Frostlass Tauros? Do I want to lead Urshifu Colossal? And so one thing that I thought about with Colossal that is, you know, not on there is maybe I could put Meteor Beam instead of Ancient Power. The one thing I don't like about Meteor Beam is, of course, just like having to wait a turn to use it. But if you do get by with someone not targeting you, that extra special attack boost can be really nice. And then with Steam Engine activated, you're like the fastest thing on the field anyways, so you're going to instantly attack. They could protect, but then you do get the special attack boost. I like Ancient Power. I mean, what if you go +1 on everything? So I think there's plus and minuses for any possibility. But again, just let me know if you think Meteor Beam or anything would be better. Absorb Bulb, it's fun stuff. It's only +1 special attack, but there's nothing out there doing like intimidates to special attacks. So, and in order to accommodate Aqua Jet on Assault Vest Urshifu, which I generally opt for, I did have to take off Aerial Ace. Taking off Aerial Ace was really hard. You could argue that I could take off Iron Head because it would have been my only flying move on this team if Urshifu did have Aerial Ace. And there was actually times in these games that we'll see when Aerial Ace might have been useful for me to have, but Iron Head is your fairy counter if Urshifu itself is up against a fairy and needs to do damage. So there's that. Last mode on this team is Trick Room with Dusclops, Gigalith, weakness policy, Gigalith. So, you know, what you would do is probably protect Gigalith first turn, use Trick Room. Dusclops is trained to be 1 speed slower than Gigalith, so I basically gave Gigalith 1 speed IV. And so Gigalith moves after Dusclops in Trick Room, so Dusclops can use Bulldoze, set off the weakness policy, and even though it brings everything else's speed down, it, you know, brings Gigalith's speed down. So makes Gigalith slower in Trick Room, sets off a weakness policy, and then we have Stone Edge, Throat Chop, and Earthquake as our, you know, Dynamax supplement moves. I did have to decide whether I wanted Throat Chop or Iron Head, or whether I like basically which move, Earthquake or Iron Head, I wanted to take off for Throat Chop, or if Throat Chop was even worth using. And I like Throat Chop because I think it throws people off, and it's it's actually like one of my only super effective moves on Ghosts and Psychics on this team, besides Shadow Ball and Frostlass. So I do really like having Throat Chop, and I just kind of felt like, even though Earthquake can technically be super effective on Colossal, we do have Protect on Colossal, and also if somebody resets the weather, you do want that special defense boost more than the defense boost, and you also can hit quite a bit of nice types with ground. So you know, I just kind of figured that this was nice. You know, you can also counter other Colossals with Gigalith. You can one-shot them with max ground with Gigalith. So, you know, there's multiple, I guess, reasons why I decided to take off Iron Head and leave on Earthquake. But if you really want you can actually lead instead of Dusclops Gigalith. If you feel like you don't even care about getting up Trick Room, you can lead Urshifu Gigalith and Aqua Jet set off your own weakness policy. But people might set off your weakness policy for you, so you never know. But that is the team. We also have Taunt on Frostlass and Ally Switch Frostlass, so that something obviously Ally Switch I think is evil if it doesn't have an actual use. Like, if someone has Ally Switch just to like mess you up and like, oh, who you gonna hit, like, and then they just like spam Ally Switch over and over, like, that usually sucks a lot. But the real function that Ally Switch has on this team is so that after you set off your anger point, you pretty much know that people are going to try to target down Tauros, and so you can just Ally Switch Frostlass into it, sack Frostlass, and save Tauros for a little bit, and keep just like straight knocking people out left and right. So I don't know. I guess that's kind of the way that I look at it. And we have Taunt Frostlass as well if we need to, use Taunt for any reason. So I really do think this team is pretty deadly. And even though I've only played a couple matches with it, I do think it's a great team to lend out to you guys. And hopefully that long-winded speech helped explain how to use the team. So this first person has Grimmsnarl, Spectrier, their own Colossal, Rillaboom, I forget. I wasn't paying enough attention. It's because, so I actually also changed my Dusclops. If you see the Dusclops I used in this at any point, it has like Confuse Ray, Ally Switch, Bulldoze, and Trick Room, which is not really that good of a Dusclops. So I'm gonna Surging Strike Spectrier. I actually very well could have just not, but Surging Strikes does big damage, and if they fake out Urshifu, then obviously I'm not gonna get the Aqua Jet anyways, so... So yeah, now I have a normal Dusclops though, right? Like, Trick Room, Nightshade, Pain Split, and Bulldoze. Thick. You thick boy. That will make Spectrier survive what Colossal's doing better. Ooh, and we survived the Life Orb. That does like nothing. It'll add up. It'll add up. Yeah, that adds up. And then we can protect Colossal next turn. Yep, we can protect Colossal next turn and take out Spectrier. It does so much damage with G-Max Bucklith. It doesn't do 1/6 of health, like it says on Cerebi, I feel like, because that's definitely not 1/6 of Grimmsnarl's health. Alright, good. we take that. It might be a sixth of Grimmsnarl's health. Because one more of those looks like it's going to take it down to exact yellow. Well, Rillaboom can definitely just one-shot Urshifu, but if it does, it's not paying attention to Colossal. They also used Trick on my Colossal to give me the lagging tail, which I don't know if that animation got cut off or I just missed it. We do have -1 special attack. Let's see how much. I want to see if it's actually 1/6. Yeah, I would say so. Grimmsnarl probably just has an uneven amount of health. And then we have Frostlass Tauros in the back. Why? I did have Life Orb Tauros on this team, which I guess is... Should I put Life Orb back on Tauros? Let me know. I felt like all in all it doesn't synergize well with Wild Charge. And there's also times where I would have knocked myself out if I did have Life Orb. So I think Muscle Band is nice. You could argue for Expert Belt, but normal moves can't hit that way. And even with the Life Orb without the booster, let's take that. Will it die from... Okay, it will die from the rocks. Good. They still have another person? Oh. Okay, so this is what Wild Charge is good for, though. Like, I took off Wild Charge, obviously. But this is what Wild Charge is good for. I could protect. It really depends on what Urshifu's gonna do. And I'm kind of just like calling that Urshifu's not gonna target Tauros because Rillaboom can do it itself. Yeah, well. They didn't think that Rillaboom could do enough on its own. We take that. Now Tauros and Frostlass are fast. So yeah, we can do that. We can do that. Oh no. Sorry, my guy. Well, that worked. And I think even if I didn't have Wild Charge and I had Body Slam, the way that I run Frostlass now, I think 2 Shadow Balls would have been able to pick up the slack anyways, so we would have won this no matter what happened. But it does show that, you know, maybe there is some merit in having Wild Charge over Body Slam. Do you really need that stab? I probably wouldn't run Life Orb anymore if I did though. Yeah, well, it's minimum investment special attack at this point, so. Wow. You gotta beat the people with cards like this. That's all I'm saying. Like, this is, you don't use a card like this, because if you do, you get beat and you're crying. So I want to pause for a second before the next match starts to actually make a shout out to this homie who used my Charizard team on his YouTube channel. So this homie OgiOCrew, I'll put his channel link in the details below, but I do think that he actually kind of showed me a little bit about how to use my own team. He said he was practicing with it quite a bit before he released any of these 3 videos he has using my team, and I definitely learned quite a few tricks from watching him use my team. So, you know, it was definitely nice to see. Again, you know, respect to him for using my team in the first place. I hope he, you know, enjoyed it. He said he did. But, you know, and yeah, definitely check his channel out. I think as small time YouTubers, all we can do is, you know, spread the wealth and, you know, redirect people to each other's channels, because we are all have our own I think interesting, unique perspectives on things that are worth hearing, even though, you know, everybody wants to watch what the people with like 1 million subscribers are doing, right? But gotta help small time people grow their channel. So see, yeah, I have Iron Head on this Gigalith instead of Earthquake, and this person has T-Tar, Excadrill, Dusclops, Incin is annoying, Regieleki, and the boy Thundurus. So because they have Incin, we basically can't lead anything that is regular attack heavy unless it's Tauros. So, you know, like, we can try to set up Colossal with Urshifu, or we can just set up Tauros and start bipping people. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. I want to see how much Frost Breath does to Tauros, because I had to readjust the EV spread on both of them. I had max HP, max speed Frostlass, which I think just doesn't really matter if you have the Sash, even though it's really just to try to keep Frostlass alive a little longer. But if I want to make it at all offensive, I think it's the right move to have put more special defense back into Tauros, and then to max special attack Frostlass. So let's see. Today when I used it, it did about 50 health. Okay, it's no stronger anymore, so what I did worked. And I did target the right person. This variant of Tauros does benefit from using Max Quake first. The one that I have now, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. It has like 220 defense, special defense on each stat. So yeah, so I'm gonna max lightning the Thunderous. We already revealed the Sash, so I'm not worried about that. Thunderous probably has max fighting, which I'm also not worried about. Yeah. So let's show it. See, you don't technically need max strike. So, you know, it does suck that they're sending out someone with Fake Out because I can't Aqua Jet, so I'm gonna have to, yeah, Max Guard. So, I mean, I'm playing well, right? I haven't run into a situation where someone tried to put me to sleep yet, but like, I could technically ally switch out of the way, and then max strike one shot of Venusaur. Well, not if they put me to sleep. The first turn. So you can't really avoid that though anyways. If it's a Venusaur. We missed the high horsepower. I would have liked to not miss. And he did withdraw Excadrill, which is smart. Oh god. So Urshifu is really good right now though. And I can Drain Punch. I can Drain Punch the T-Tar with pretty much no worry. Yeah, that's who you're gonna switch out, because you want the Intimidate boost. Lowering. Sorry, sometimes it misses like a, tiny little piece there. But we take that. And there's no way that, that Incineroar is gonna win, so. So take that, Incin. Let's just set off our own weakness. Yeah, no, we just Surging Strikes, exactly. And they cancel. Okay. Alright. So I'm pausing again, because we're making another shout out to this homie, Stefan. Don't know how to pronounce it, probably Stefan? I don't know. But anyways, the homie Stefan looked up my channel after this match, and I respect it. We played a very rough match. We duked it out, and you guys are gonna get to see that here. So if you want, I don't know why I always feel like it's pronounced Stefan but I mean you could pronounce it Steven like that. Anyways, yeah, if you want to try this team out, definitely go for it, because Try Mode Series 16. So let's see what you got. Boy, his shirt actually matched the background, I think. Vincent Togekiss. Colossal Urshifu. So, yeah. He has redirection, which isn't good for me. We can Vocalith, yeah, because we want to get rid of the redirection. Really? Really? Okay, I mean... It does raise my special defense. Not that I particularly need it right now. I don't think rock moves get a boost in the Sandstorm, like the same way that fire moves get in the sunlight. So let's see if he uses Follow Me, because I would assume yes. That's why I didn't use Aqua Jet. So that was very smart of him to lead with Follow Me, because it literally just stops me from doing what I wanted to do. Dragonfall. Yeah, okay. I do think that 2 Sandstorms and 2 Vocaliths can take out Togekiss. So that very quick movement right there allowed me to see which one of my people was faster. But I did actually make a misplay right here. And that misplay is targeting Togekiss. I should never have actually targeted Togekiss this turn, in the instance that they don't use Follow Me. So we'll see if it actually matters, basically. We'll keep track of Dragapult's health. They use Helping Hand. something gets cut off, but they do one-shot Gigalith. And they have Life Orb Dragapult. So that's not what I expected, definitely. And that targeting decision was really bad for me. I would say I would have taken Dragapult's health down to about a little bit under the gender sign. So it wouldn't have done like that much, but it probably would have mattered. Out comes Amoonguss. So we instantly have no choice but to target the Amoonguss, which makes this a little rough, I guess. We could call that they're gonna like protect Amoonguss or something, which I wouldn't necessarily like to see, but at this point we have to avoid Dragapult. I think if I had good play. It's a good play. I think if I had brought out Kola or Urshifu, it would have pressured them into leaving. That doesn't do that much. It does some. It would have pressured them into leaving Amoonguss on the field if I had brought out Urshifu. So I think that was kind of a bad play, because I could have Surging Strikes to the Amoonguss and Max Flared the Amoonguss, and that would have covered for all possibilities, I guess. So now here, I should Max Flare the Incin because I can. But they withdraw. So no, I have to Heat Wave. Oh, do I Heat Wave? Oh, I double protect. Okay. That actually works for now. I don't think Colossal is going to get to do very much, though. And setting up the Sun doesn't benefit Urshifu. And Amoonguss has, like, no damage on it. So let's see. If I had targeted Dragapult, it would have been probably in low red right now, but it'd still be alive, meaning that it'd be a lot easier to take out. But the fact that I sent out Tauros instead of Urshifu, I think is the biggest mistake that I made. That's smart. Constantly switching out so that I'm not getting the... They're using a tactic that I use, which is stopping your opponent from doing what they want to do. That did so much. And with the rocks damage, we would have gotten rid of Dragapult. But at this point, I think I wouldn't have actually been able to get rid of Amoonguss already, even if I had got rid of Dragapult because of the way that I played this. No, please tell me there's still rocks. No, man, but the berry. No, there's no more rocks. Ah, that sucks. I could protect Tauros, but they're gonna use Fly on Urshifu. Yeah. We take Life Orb damage. We do take that. So if anything is gonna keep me in the game, it's that. But I don't have Aerial Ace like I was saying. So that's pretty bad for me. Yeah, I could have played a little better, but you know, GG's to Steven or Stefan. He beat me, and well played, sir. I would have really liked to send out Urshifu instead of Tauros in that one turn. And then I go for the flinch. It's all I can do now. I mean, we were still both in rank 9 at this point, and he says this match got him back to rank 10. So, you know, job blessed. It's gonna take me a little bit longer, not that much longer. But I do suggest trying this team out. This team is very deadly, and I highly enjoy using it. So, you know, it really leaves your options open. You got 3 different leads, technically 4 if you include Urshifu Gigalith, and we can do some stuff. So, you know, hope you enjoyed this vid, and GG's Stefan. So, till the next video where we will be using, I actually forget, so it's always a mystery. But hopefully that team preview was good enough to explain it, because it definitely turned out being quite long, it looks like.